So you've heard about Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps to pay off debt fast, but you don't even know where to start and you just don't think that the plan is going to work for you. Well, it's probably because you're missing these key points. You have to just stop all of the debt, leave no debt unturned, the plan, and start making progress. But before we jump in to 7 things that you should do before starting Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be sharing every step of our debt-free journey as we try to pay off our over $500,000 of student loan and business debt. So you're not going to want to miss that. How do I know that there are a bunch of things that you need to get in order before you start Dave Ramsey's baby steps? Because I have been there. I have tried to start for a couple years now, and I went about everything the complete wrong way. And I want to share with you my mistakes so that you don't make them. The first thing that you have to do if you are married, get your spouse on board. This is really hard, especially if spouse does not see a problem at all with the money or has never participated in the budget. Or it's going to be hard to get them on board to this plan that in our culture is considered weird. Budgeting by yourself doesn't work, so you're going to want to get your spouse and your entire family on board with the plan. If you'd like me to make a video on tips for getting your spouse on board, leave a comment below so I'll know that you guys want to see that content and I can create it for you. Step number 2, now that everybody's on board and in the loop to what we're working towards, we need to set some financial goals and define our why. That's what's going to keep us going through this whole thing. If your debt-free journey is going to be really long, like ours is, then you're gonna want to have a really good reason to keep going. Step 3 is to start budgeting. You don't have to be perfect at your budget. In fact, it might take you several months to really figure it out. It definitely took us quite a few months and we're still learning and still figuring it out. You can use cash envelopes, and I have a blog post about how to get started with cash envelopes. You can use online templates. You can use Dave Ramsey's EveryDollar app, which we use. And I have some great budgeting printables that I'll link below that you can grab too. But definitely budgeting is something that you learn as you go. Your budget's not the same every month, and you get better and better the more you do it. A lot of people feel really intimidated that they can't budget and that that's going to keep them from paying off debt. So you really just have to jump in and start practicing. Step number 4 is to cut up the credit cards and vow to never go into debt again. We kind of thought, I guess, we could out-earn our debt. So when we got out of residency and we started our own practice and went into more debt to start the practice on top of our already ginormous student loans, we were like, well, someday we'll make enough money. Someday we'll make more money and then we'll pay off our debt. But we weren't doing any kind of budget. And we were actually paying some debt off. We paid off a car. We paid off our original practice loan in about 3 years. But since we weren't budgeting, we were actually putting things on credit cards on the back end, paying off debt on the front end, which makes absolutely no sense. So you have to just stop all of the debt if you're going to actually make progress on the debt. Step number 4 is to get caught up. This has been our biggest struggle this year because we were in so much debt. We were getting so frustrated because we were making our budget, we were ready, we're like, let's do this debt snowball, but we were so behind. It actually took several months for us to even get caught up. You need to have that so going forward, you're not still living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. Once you're caught up, then you can start on baby step 1, which is to save that $1,000 of a little starter emergency fund, so that if any big emergencies come up, then you can be ready for that without having to reach for a credit card. Step number 6, you need to be honest with yourself. For the longest time, I didn't even want to look at how much debt I had from my student loans. I completely was like, I'll deal with that later. One day I'll have money, I'll deal with it then. I didn't even want to know because I was so overwhelmed by it. But that's not actually helping anybody. It's almost scarier when you don't know the truth. Once I actually listed all of our debts from smallest to largest and we started to make a plan and work together, I felt comfort instead of an overwhelming anxiety. And so I would just encourage you to be completely honest with yourself. Leave no debt unturned. Once you have it all out there, you can actually make a plan and start making progress. And finally, the seventh thing that you need to do before you start Dave Ramsey's 7 Baby Steps and start really attacking your debt is to give yourself some grace. So yes, debt is dumb, but a lot of us have done it. It is normal, but the thing is that normal is not always right. So this culture that we live in, where it's all about more and it's all about spending and going into debt to get what we want right now, a lot of times feel guilty about it. And I feel guilty about the decisions that we made to go into more debt to start a medical practice when we already had so much debt. And I just have to learn to give myself grace and know that now we're starting this journey. And I hope to also inspire others who feel completely overwhelmed by 6-figure debt and just feel like there's no other option and that they're just drowning and are facing bankruptcy. Make a plan and reach out for help. You can pay off your debt. You can do it. I hope if you like this video and you want to follow along on our debt-free journey, I'll be posting a new video every week with our debt snowball updates, how we budget, and more frugal living tips. You can also find me on Instagram at thefreckledfootdoc and also on my blog, thefreckledfootdoc.com, where I blog about simple solutions for 6-figure debt. See you guys next time.